What's up? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Y'all, I'm making a little noise here. So I'm hopping on. This is Actors Daily Bread. This is your first time watching. I want to welcome you. I'm Christine Horn, professional working actress and life and career coach for actors just like you. Let me just see here. Okay, the comments are good. This is Actors Daily Bread, where I teach you how to crush your auditions, book more work, and live a life that you love. So I'm going to take these glasses off. So listen, I'm running late to an event, a baby shower. Shout out to CAINE and Ajamu. I'm headed to their baby shower, and I'm like, I need to put a little makeup on. So let me be clear, this is not a makeup tutorial, but I need to put my makeup on and kill two birds with one stone. So today I'm talking about, wait a minute, for all my replay watchers who will watch this later, what's up, replay watchers? Love you guys. So, hey Stephanie, thank you for watching. I see some other people have tuned in. So I'm gonna put my makeup on while we do this. Oh God, see that's the problem when I don't have my contacts in. I'll be like, where's my face? I'm happy to join you guys on today. Today, I really want to talk about really quick on what to expect. So you booked your first union gig, starting out for my new and aspiring Hollywood-bound actors. Starting out, we have to do non-union work. A lot of you will do non-union work just to get some credits. That's something I highly recommend. Where's my eyebrow? We got to do non-union work. Can y'all still see? No. Again, not a makeup tutorial. Truly killing two birds with one stone. There we go. I'm in the middle of packing. We're moving. So we do non-union work, right? We do non-union. We do web series. Even if it's like a SAG low budget, a lot of times you're having to do all your own stuff, right? So a question I got asked, and I got asked this question some years ago by a good friend of mine. And I remember when she asked me the question, what's up, Nagi? What's up, Maria? I remember when she asked me the question, I thought it was so cute. I was like, oh, that's so cute. One of my good friends, this was years ago. I'm not going to shout her out just because it's a funny story to me, but it might be embarrassing to her. Years ago, she booked her first feature film. She was going to be like one of the stars of the film. She had taken a break to raise her kids. And it was like her first big movie. Like she was so excited. We've been friends since high school. And she called me. She said, Christine, she said, she booked this big part in this movie. And she was like, here we go. She said, Christine, do I need to bring my own wig cap? And I remember being so tickled and laughing, not laughing at her, but I was like, oh God, like for real, like you hadn't booked, like this is next level. I'm like, Oprah Winfrey is like producing this. Like, no, you ain't got to bring your own wig cap. Like, you good. They got everything. So really quick, I wanted to touch on, and again, I made light of it and we joked, but then I actually ended up having a full conversation with her and told her exactly what would be happening. From the moment she got the email or the call saying she booked the gig, I felt like it was important to actually walk her through that, so that she would walk in to set not feeling as green as she actually was. And that's what I want to do for you today. So for a lot of you, you don't need this video because you've already been booking your major gigs and you've already passed this. But you may remember that feeling of walking on set, parking in crew parking or getting picked up and be like, what happens next? Right? If you can feel that, if you can relate to that, give me some hearts and some thumbs up. Oh, it's hot in here. I hate when it's hot and I'm sweating trying to put on makeup. So first things first. So congratulations, you have booked your gig, right? So the first thing that happens after you get the call or the email from your agent saying you booked it, right? They close the deal. They close what they call the deal memo. That's what it's called, a deal memo. They close that. Basically, it's confirming your rate of pay, how much you're getting paid, and if you're working as a local hire, confirming your local hire address, or if it's something that's shooting out of town, they're getting all that information so transportation can reach out to you. The first people to reach out to you after you book a gig is going to be costumes. You may think, oh, I'm sure it's going to be the script. oh, I'm sure it's going to be one of the crew members. No, it is costumes. Why? Because costumes, they have the hardest job, and especially if you're booking like television, and television is so last minute, nobody cares. Like, costumes still has to get their stuff done first. So there have been times, there was a show I booked recently, and I heard from costumes before I got the full deal memo closure. Hey, Anthony, thanks for popping on. So sometimes costumes is always, as soon as that deal memo closes, they get an email, honey, and they get your cell phone number and your email address. I have to put these multi-layers because my skin is two-toned. That happens to us as our hormones affect us and we age. Again, not a tutorial. You're watching Actors Daily Red. I'm giving good tips, but I'm multitasking. So, costumes calls you. So, it's very important. You know, I always keep a tape measure. I keep a tape measure in my bathroom, always. I typically know my sizes, but just because when they call me, they're like, what's your waist size? And I give it to them real quick. So just know that that's happening. You don't want to delay calling costumes back because it freaks everybody out. So call costumes back immediately. Most times they're going to email you as well, asking just for your sizes. And they may still take your sizes when they meet you, but they may be able to just pull something for you based on your size. This is also the time to let them know, hey, Sheena, thanks for watching. This is also the time to let them know any strange things, any interesting things about you. So for me, whenever costumes calls me, I let them know, hey, I have a short torso, I have long legs, I have a 34-inch inseam, because a lot of times, because my legs are long, I go to fittings and I have like high water pants, you know, because I should have told them that my legs were long. So little stuff like that. If you know something fits you weird, or you have to wear certain type of pants or shoes, gotta lift the wig up. It's hot. I don't feel like getting a fan. Okay, so that's number one. That's number one. Okay, so costumes calls you. Then, after that, you're probably going to get an email. So one of my questions that came up recently, someone else had asked this the other day, so I want to touch on this as well. You're probably wondering, when am I going to get my script? Hold on, close this door. Oh, I cannot wait to move because they're doing so much construction here. So the next person you're going to hear from is one of the assistant directors. And or you may get the script sent to you. Sometimes, depending on how organized the show is or how fast they're moving, sometimes you may not get, the assistant director may not contact you until the day before. So if you know, they already told you, hey, John, you're going to be working on, hey, Trafina. If they're like, John, you're going to be working on Tuesday the 2nd, you know that's what they told you. That's what you're going with. Don't expect to hear from them until Monday the 1st, because the time may change. They may say you have an estimated call time of 5 a.m., but that's preliminary. They'll always let you know what the preliminary call time is. So just in your mind, clear the whole day. Y'all know I can't see. I'm like... So they may just clear the whole day, but you're not going to get confirmation until the night before. And they make sure they have your correct cell phone number, because that assistant director is probably going to call your cell phone, text your cell phone, and email you as well. Email you a call sheet, and a map. Another thing is, the scripts always change. If it's film or TV, the scripts are going to change. So until you get, because a lot of times audition scripts are fake, you know, or it's an early draft and it's not the real thing you're going to be shooting. All you have is that until you get the real deal. People know that you need the script. So the script is coming, and so it'll come shortly. And a lot of times when I get calls for a fitting, because usually I may get called for the fitting first, not usually always. When I go to production to do the fitting, when I'm done with my fitting, I'll say, hey, can you take me by production? Because I want to grab the script. So in case they haven't sent me the script yet, I'll just swing by production. They always have copies. And it might be a different draft. So when you're doing film and TV, they have different color drafts. You'll see something that says the pink version, the blue version, the goldenrod version. So all these scripts are very important for you to keep an eye out for. Don't think, hey, what's up, Rico? Happy Sunday. Don't think because you got a script a week ago, don't ignore the email that comes in that morning as you're headed to set, because you could have changes that directly impact your scene. that happens all the time in television, especially if you're doing anything related to a comedy. Oh my God, that script, that has happened to me more times than not. I've shared with you guys some of my all my OG viewers. Shout out to all my Hollywood bound actors who are watching. I shared that years ago. That happened to me last year when I worked on Powerless, and all comedy. And I remember I had memorized my lines, and honey, they sent a script that morning on my way to set with a bunch of different lines. Then when I got to set, I got on the set, and the director said, we're not going to do any of those lines. We're just going to give you a teleprompter. I was like, oh. So my point is, keep an eye out for those emails. A lot of times the revisions might not have anything to do with you, especially, hey Valor, especially if you are a smaller role, but it could. They could change one line, one word. So that's what's going to happen. To recap. So if you're just joining, this is Actors Daily Bread. I'm getting ready to go to a baby shower, so I'm multitasking. But I really want to celebrate you guys in advance for all the work you're going to be getting. And I want to just prep you for when you get the call for a union gig and what to expect. So we talked about getting a call from costumes. We talked about making sure you get your sizes to them ASAP. You're going to hear from the assistant director the night before with your call time. You are going to have everything ready. You're going to look out for your script. You know, make sure you're off book. Be prepared. Check your email before you leave the house headed to set that day to make sure there's no script changes that you need. When you get to set, okay, so you get your call time now. You know what time you're arriving. I personally, not just for my ladies, I like to bring things with me that make me comfortable. I always bring a sheet for the trailer. I don't care if I'm in a big, big fancy trailer. When you're starting out, you might be in what's called a honey wagon. It's like looks like a little jail cell. It's little, but it's a trailer, praise God, right? So even if, no matter what, I always bring a sheet because I don't like sitting my butt on a couch that's been sat on by I don't know how many people, okay? This makes me uncomfortable, especially when I have to change. I want to be comfortable. So I bring my own sheet, and as soon as I come in, I put my sheet over the couch or over whatever it is I'm sitting on. What's next? I need some eyeliner. Yeah, I don't have my contacts in, so I'm like, where am I? Let's see. Focus, Christine. So you have your sheet. I even like to bring my own pair of slippers. So if I'm sitting around in the trailer for a while, I like to have my own pair of slippers. Make sure you're wearing your good underclothes, ladies, okay, and gents. So I like to do that. I have my own little toiletry bag. Bring your toothbrush. Bring the little dental floss thingies for after lunch. Bring your mints, even though craft services will have some. Bring some deodorant for in case you got a long day. Some smell good. Not too much of a smell good because you might set off people's allergies, but something that just make you feel a little fresh, okay? That's important as well. So that's what I bring in my set bag. And speaking of set bags, I carry a set bag to set. So I remember when I was new, and I used to be like, when they would be like, we're ready for you, Christine. I'm like, oh, I'll be rushing. And then I wish I'd be on set, wishing I had my phone, wishing I had a book, wishing I had my crochet and my yarn. I purposely bring a set bag. It's not as big as my, sometimes it's my whole book bag. Sometimes it's my purse. You will always have a place to put your things when you get on set. You're not a background actor today. You are first team. That's what they call first team. Second team are your stand-ins. You are first team. There will be a chair for you. So bring what you need on set because they may call you to set for rehearsal and then you can't go back and you're sitting on set and set could be away from base camp. Base camp is where you park and where your trailers are. Many times when I'm shooting on location, our set could be in City Hall or in a courthouse 3 miles away. So you're not running back and forth to your trailer. So it's important that you bring a set bag. I have my own water. I have my own favorite snacks. Now, yes, there are things they're going to want to have there, but make sure you have everything that you need to be 100% ready and feel good and feel comfortable. Another thing to bring, no shade, I bring a little travel size air freshener. Because what happens is you get nervous, your bubble guts start going. Oh God, it's time for my scene. Oh, I'm nervous. Oh, I had that green tea. I shouldn't have had that coffee. Shouldn't have ate those eggs. Whatever your situation is, this is real. And you should have your own little thing so that if you have to use the restroom in one of those trailer porta potties or on set, you ain't stinking up the joint. And that's real talk. I'm not saying that's happened to me. I'm just saying I want you to be fully prepared That's where your coach is here to tell you the truth. Okay? Y'all laughing, but I'm dead ass serious on this Sunday afternoon. Praise God. Okay. What am I doing? Okay, I need a little bit more frost. Okay, y'all with me? Y'all laughing at me, but I'm serious. So yeah, so you get to set. Ladies, men, let me start with my men. However your hair was, facial hair, for your audition, show up like that. But men, they will also sometimes give you a fresh cut when you get there. They won't cut it off, but you might need a little trim up. And for my men, sometimes they even have to do a little post-lunch shave. For those of y'all who are quick, who have that 5 o'clock shadow thing, sometimes even after lunch, they may have to give y'all another shave. My ladies, you want to show up exactly how you were booked. So like, for instance, this is a wig. So if I booked a gig in a wig, I'm not going to show up with my big fro out because I don't want to freak people out. I don't want to scare them. I don't want them to be like, whoa. I don't want no extra conversations. Because when you book the gig, they print out your picture off IMDb. So again, that's why I stress you guys having your IMDb up. So whatever picture they have of you, they printed it out and they have it in the trailer. So that's what they're looking for when they walk in. That's what's also in the production office. And so even if it's a wig that you happen to be wearing, show up in the wig. And as soon as I walk in, I go to hair. And they've always allotted way more time for me to be in the hair chair because my wig, not knowing my wig takes 2 minutes. But I show up and I have a little conversation. Hey, yeah, it's a wig. You just got to pat her down. And we have that whole little conversation. Going back to my friend who asked us years ago when she booked the big movie, she was like, do I need to bring a wig cap? I show up with my wig on, so I already have a wig cap on. Like, I feel like you should show up with everything you need for yourself. And on another side, let's get real here. I still travel with my own makeup. And here's why. It's a very touchy subject. I don't walk in acting like I'm doing my own makeup. That's not what I'm saying. But I have had situations where the makeup job is so unacceptable to me that I need to go back to the trailer and maybe give myself a little more mascara. And see, what I like to be clear on is what the tone of the show is or what the tone of the movie is. Because if I'm doing a prop, like if I'm playing Harriet Tubman, we ain't doing makeup. We did a brow and that's it. So I'm not going to go back to my trailer and put on gloss because that's not in alignment with the role. And I'm not suggesting you do your own makeup. However, sometimes if there's something you know you need, you should be able to have that conversation with the makeup artist, but it depends on the vibe. Every makeup artist is different. Some of them are really great and they care and they ask you questions. Hey, do you like this lip color? Do you like this shadow? What do you think? Would your character want that? And some of them don't care. They'd be like, oh, you number 85 on the call sheet. You just got one line. You're going to get whatever I give you. And so that's happened to me too. And so with that, I carry my own stuff. I'm like, you ain't put me in this orange lipstick. I'm not wearing orange lipstick. And I'd be like, thank you. Bye. And then I'd be like, let me change this lipstick. And then if we have to talk about it, we can talk about it. But it's such a fine line. So any allergies, any of that stuff is for Black women. It's just an issue. I don't hear my white sisters complaining about it. My brown girls, that's an issue. So each makeup artist is not created equal, and it's not about you having it doesn't matter the race or the ethnicity of your makeup artist. It's about, can they do the makeup for you? That's just real talk. So that's all done. Y'all slowing me down. This makeup could have been, this is a 4-minute makeup job. Y'all got me delayed. Y'all got me distracted. Let me put a little bronzer on. See, I'm starting to sweat. Okay. I hope I'm getting to every point. So as soon as you arrive to set, on the call sheet, it'll say what time you're expected to set. So the call sheet will say, Trevina says, yeah, I sat in a chair in the makeup artist stall forever because she didn't have anything. I know. Been there. So on the call sheet, it'll say like, okay, Trevina Wade called at hair and makeup at 5:30, called to set at 7. So you'll have an idea like, oh, and they'll tell you on the scene breakdown on the top when they're getting to your scene. So get in costume. If your scene is not till after lunch, don't put your costume on just yet. But if your scene is first up, put your costume on. It's at least your top, especially for my ladies, because once hair and makeup does your hair, You don't have to then mess it all up because you have to put your blouse or your top on. I always bring a cover up. So this, let's say this was my top, my costume. As soon as I get in the trailer, I put it on. And then I put on a sweater, a zip-up sweater, so that no makeup gets on it. Because sometimes the makeup artist will say, "What is that what you're wearing?" Because they're trying to match the makeup. They're trying to match your lipstick to your shirt. But I don't want it to get messy. Nor, I mean, you're responsible for that costume all day, even during lunch. So that means you need to run back to your trailer right quick, take it off, or put your cover up on. My mother's calling me. Mom, I'm going to call you later. Okay? Let me put some mascara on. So, you've just gotten your hair and makeup done. And so what's next is a rehearsal. So they're going to say, hey, Stephanie, we'd like to bring you up for a rehearsal now. A question I love to ask is, are we coming back? Am I coming back to the trailer? Will I have a chance to come back? Because sometimes they interrupt your makeup to take you to rehearsal because the director's ready, or they want to get you in there so they can get lights set up. Or sometimes they'll say, hey, we're going to rehearse, but we're probably going to stay up there, so bring everything that you need. So just ask. You know, anybody who's at base camp, and in Canada, I just learned, they call base camp the circus. When I was in Canada a few weeks ago, the girl was like, let's go back to the circus. And I was like, I'm trying to go home. What? The circus. Let's go to the circus. And I was like, what the hell? How do I go to a circus? It's nighttime. What you talking about? So that's what's it's called the circus in Canada. Learn something new every day. So ask. Now, here's a big thing for you to remember. I don't know why I do this. Y'all do this? My mouth be open when I put my lashes on. I'm like, I don't know why is my mouth open? I have no clue. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Hey, Jasmine. Happy Sunday. So here's another important thing. You are always going to be rushed. Point blank, period. Everybody is rushed. Everything's an emergency. That's why we joke and call it hurry up and wait. So they're going to be like, knock, 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 knock. Stephanie, we need you on set. Knock, 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 knock. Jasmine, we need you on set right now. The director. This is what you do for all that knock, knock, knock. You want to be hasty. You don't want to be the person, especially you're not even the star of the show or the movie. You never want to be the person, even if you are the star, in my opinion. You never want to be the person who's holding up, because time is money. However, have an understanding that everything is an emergency, right? Your PA on set has a thing in his ear. Someone's rushing him. He then rushes you. Everybody's rushing each other. They're rushing the makeup artist. The makeup artist is rushing the hairstylist. Like, everyone's rushing everybody. But at the end of the day, you are the one that's going to be on camera. So when they're rushing my makeup artist, I'm so grateful for the makeup artists who stand firm and be like, we need 5 more minutes, right? So when they knock on your door, bang, 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 hey, let's go. We're ready to go for you. Okay. I open that door and I say, okay, thank you. I'll be right out. I used to be like, oh God, they call my name, it's time to go. And I'm rushing and I don't have my set bag. And next thing I know, I'm stuck on set for 5 hours and I didn't bring. You open the door. Keep your door locked, by the way. That's another tip. See, nobody told me this stuff coming up. I had to learn it on my own. That's why I'm teaching you guys. Dang. And I got some mascara about in my eye. Now I done smudge my eye. Gotta put some more concealer there. Y'all with me? Let me see some hearts. What y'all think of this training today? Let me get some feedback. I feel like the crazy lady talking to herself, putting on her makeup. Let me get some feedback. Is this helpful? Have you experienced this? What you thinking? Give me some love. Let me know while I fix this situation up under my eye. Gave myself a raccoon eye. These comments be delayed. I have a couple more tips before we wrap. Lord, you know I can't see. Stephanie says super helpful thing. Thank you. Lord, where? I can't find. Oh, Jesus. There it is. So, yes, you are always going to be rushed. So, my main tip that no one taught me, thank you, Valor, thank you, Stephanie, is lock your door. I don't care if you're in a honey wagon or if you got a full-on big trailer. Lock it. Because what some bold PAs will do, not talking crap, but some of them will be bold and open your door. They be like, knock, knock, open. And we don't play that game. That happened to me a couple times. Like, you're doing too much. You don't got to open it. Knock, knock. I open it. I remember I did a show. I won't say the actor's name, but all my scenes are with him. And he said, the PA was knocking on his door. And he said to him, listen, I hear all the knocks. If you knock once and I don't answer, I'm in the bathroom taking a dump. You don't got to knock twice. And I laughed, but that was true. Like, dude, I hear the knock. I'm not ignoring you, right? Even if you're taking a nap, you pop up and open the door. But I say all jokes aside to say, for real though, just open the door politely because it'll be like, okay, I'll be right out. Sometimes they'll say, we're giving you a 5-minute warning. Be ready in 5. Thank you, 5. I'll be right out. So that's it. Yeah, you go to set. So, got that. I just need some lit, but I'm good. Then we're going to wrap this up. So, you get called to set, you do the rehearsal. You meet the director, the other actors that you're reading with. Don't be alarmed if you have a much smaller role and there's some stars in the scene and they don't speak to you right off the bat. Don't be alarmed. Don't be offended. They may or may not speak to you. I've worked on shows where the director is super famous and the director don't speak. I mean, he may give directions, but he don't actually say, hi, Christine. Good to have you here. Doesn't always happen. Your job is to do your what? Your job. Know your lines. Be off book. Whether or not somebody shake your hand or say hi. That got nothing to do with you. You got to deliver on camera. They'll be like, I wonder, don't worry about it, boo. You booked. You what? You booked. So I don't care if celebrity number 2 is not speaking to you or not. You know, and also, I mean, I think that's common courtesy. I'm prepping you for either situation. I've been on both ends of the spectrum. Super, really friendly people. And then people who want to act like you don't exist. But you there. You booked it. All right, let me speed this up because I am late for this baby shower. And I still got to get my gift card. I can put my glasses on now. I need to clean my glasses. If you have a question, you can ask. If you have a question, feel free to ask a question before I wrap. But shout out again. Listen, hey guys, I am teaching an agent attraction class for those of you who are in need of attracting your new representation. For those of you looking for a new agent or manager, I'm teaching the agent attraction method. November 3rd and November 10th. The link is below. agentattractionmethod.com. You can take that class with me. If you can't make it live, you can still register and get the replays because it's not going to be like a heavy back and forth Q&A. There'll be a little Q&A at the end, but it's mostly going to be lecture because I have so much information to share with you on how to attract your dream team. So Stephanie said, once the scene is over, what do you mean? What happens then? So, it's hot. Open all these doors. So let's see, because I gotta go. You get to set, you do your rehearsal, then they're like, okay, we'll call you back. You know, they do what's called marks. You rehearse with marks. You rehearse a few times, just reading through. And then the director will say, okay, let's mark it. Let's mark it up. So you do exactly what you've been doing, but you make sure you pause, you know, wherever, if you walk over here, someone's going to run up to you and put some tape on the floor because that's your mark. Now, you can't be walking doing your scene like, oh, am I walking on my step? That's why we practice marks and where to walk when you do your self-tapes at home. So you do all that rehearsing. You rehearse with marks. Once they feel like they got it, you'll leave. Second team will step in. Those are your stand-ins. Those are the people holding your spot because your first team. You're going to go back to your trailer, put the rest of your costumes on. They'll give you a warning of when they're going to call you back up. And then, yeah, when it's time to shoot, you shoot. You do the same thing you did in rehearsal. Remember that the camera can be on you at all times. You never know. You know, when you're starting out with a, smaller role, you don't have the luxury of asking the DP, the director of photography, hey, what shot is this? Where is the camera? Like, I can do that when I'm guest starring in series regular. I can ask, hey, what shot is this? Like, I can have that conversation. If you're coming in as a co-star or a one-liner, two-liner, you don't have that luxury. You just need to be on at all times. Be present, be in the moment at all times because you never know what the camera is getting since you don't have that heads up. So they're going to shoot. It's going to take a while. They're going to shoot from a lot of angles. Whether if you're doing film takes twice as long as television, right? If you're doing TV, it moves a lot faster depending on the director. If you're working on Netflix or Hulu or one of the Amazon shows, sometimes they can take longer to shoot because sometimes they shoot like it's a movie, right? So yeah, you're going to just be present, drink water, stay hydrated. And I don't understand what you're saying, Stephanie. You're asking me one sentence. You said one back to costumes. I'm not sure what you mean. So yeah, you're going to just keep doing it. They're going to keep taking breaks. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't change it up. Don't be like, ooh, this take, I'm going to switch it. No. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you did to book it. And that's what you do in rehearsal. That's what you do when you shoot. Okay? And the camera will get it all. And then at the end of the day, you know, that's it. You'll put all your costumes off. Make sure you take any earrings they gave you. Any of that. Leave that there in the dressing room. Make sure if you're married, you're not wearing your wedding ring, you know, that kind of thing. And then when it's time to leave, you sign out with the same person who welcomed you to base camp. That person's going to have a sheet and they're going to have your time in and you're going to sign out and you are done. Oh, last little piece, just be prepared when you get to set, when you first get to set, that there's going to be a contract there. Most times they want you to have that contract completed before you step on set. So just as a reminder, bring your passport, bring your social security card, ID, all that stuff. So I have to go, but I hope you found this helpful. Again, this was stuff I found out on my own and felt very green. So my goal for you today was to not feel green. You can walk in knowing what's going to happen. You can feel comfortable and not look like a deer in headlights. And I'm just so happy to be here, right? Like, yeah, I know you're happy to be here, but you won't look like you just got off the boat. But here's to all your future bookings, all your future blessings. If you found this helpful, don't be stingy. Share the love, share the link, share this on your page with an actor who needs it. And listen, don't feel bad for asking questions. We all start somewhere. We can fumble around, but if you have, you know, a guide to help you, you know, I feel like you should help. So that's what this is. So I'm so happy to connect with each and every one of you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. And thank you for all the love for those of you who have been watching me on Netflix, The Haunting of Hill House, episode 3. That show is spooky. It's like thriller spooky, so it's not like gore. So it was fun to shoot, but I'm still struggling to get through it. I watch it little by little. So I thank you for the love on that. Got a lot of exciting things in the horizon. Yeah, so keeping the booking magnet energy going. Remember, if you're not a member of the Hollywood Bound Actors community on Facebook, just type in Hollywood Bound Actors in the search bar up top, and you can join a wonderful supportive community of actors from around the U.S. who are just supporting each other, and I do some trainings in there as well. I am moving top of the month, so I'm going to be a little slow with teaching in the Hollywood Bound group until I get settled and get my internet and all that stuff. So the only thing I'm really going to be working on coming up is the Agent Attraction Method class happening November 3rd and 10th. And again, if you want some help finding a new agent or new team member, click the link and get my guidance in about a 4.5-hour training, which is unbelievable, if I do say so myself. All right, have an amazing day. This has been Actors Daily Bread. Just keep going. Don't give up. Have an amazing day. Bye.